Rianne here from Lose Baby Weight. Now today we're going to cook a really healthy and really nutritious family favourite with spaghetti bolognese. But we're going to supercharge this spaghetti bolognese and add lots of veggies, and we're going to make a huge big batch because we're going to have a huge amount to cook and keep it for the rest of the week. So I'm actually going to make it in this nice big pan here, so that we cook it and then we can freeze some and use it for the rest of the week, which would be great. Now, ingredients that we're going to add, and extra things we're going to use, we're going to add red capsicum, we're going to add celery, we're going to add courgette, mushrooms, lots of garlic and onion of course, and then we're going to add some lentils and kidney beans as well. And for the spaghetti, I'm actually going to use soba noodles, which is a little bit different than normal spaghetti. It's actually a lot more nutritious than normal spaghetti, and you can get it from your normal supermarket. It's actually made from buckwheat, and it's actually gluten-free, so great if you can't have gluten, but it actually contains lots of vitamin B and protein in, so really kind of extra nutrition for your body and full of fibre as well, so great to do. Now for the actual bolognese, I'm doing a little bit of a mixture here. I've got some lean beef, I've got some lean pork, and I've got some lean chicken. Now pork can sometimes have a bad reputation for being quite high in fat, but if you use the lean cuts, it's actually the same amount of fat as lean chicken, so you just have to stay away from the pork belly. That's what we don't want. So I'm just going to do a mixture. That's obviously quite a lot, but like I say, I am making a huge pan and it's going to last all week. So I'm just going to get into chopping up the onions and the garlic and so on now. I'm going to use my little chopper for this to make it easy. And I'm just going to be doing this literally preparation wise will take me 10 minutes. Dead easy. So let's get into it. Okay, so now we've got the garlic and the onion in our mini blender, and we're just going to give it a couple of bursts. Beautiful, love doing this. I'm just going to pop these in our pan. And then what's great about doing the spag bol is you can add lots of veggies. And if you've got kids or husbands who are fussy about eating veggies, it's a great way to get them into their diet. So I've just chopped up lots of, or roughly chopped up lots of veggies here. So we've got some mushrooms and some celery and some capsicum. And we're just going to basically whiz these all up. There we go. And just keep doing all of this until they're all in. And this just adds lots of flavour to the bolognese sauce, which we love. And it means that the kids and anyone who's thinking about eating whole veggies isn't really going to know they're there, which is great. Okay, so we've got all our veggies all chopped up and ready to go in there now. Now I'm just going to actually cook the meat separately though, purely because I like to drain off all the fat from the meat and don't want it cooking, all the fat cooking with all the veggies. So what we're just going to do is just lightly cook all the meat together in here, and when they're all cooked, we're just going to drain fat from the meat. This will save so much meat, so much fat. And the good thing also about using a mixture of the meat, so using the pork and the chicken, is you're not going to have so much fat as well, because red meat has a lot more saturated fat than the other meats. So that by mixing up the actual meat, you're actually limiting your amount of saturated fat as well, which is a great idea. So I'm just going to cook through the meats, drain this off, and then we'll move on to adding the meat to our sauce base here and bringing everything together. Okay, so we have now cooked our meat, and we haven't overcooked it so it doesn't become too dry, but just cooked it enough. Now what I like to do is to actually drain the meat in a colander, so all of the excess fat drains off and you're not consuming it. Now I'm just going to show you how much fat drains off this mince, so that you can see, if you are not draining your mince, how much fat is going into your body and your family's body. So let me just take that off and put it there. Wow, that's a lot. So you can just see that is a lot of fat. That's a huge amount of fat, which is not going to help anyone's health or weight loss for that matter. So you can just see, watch, if I pour this away, That's a lot of fat. So yeah, get rid of it. We don't want it. That's why I like to drain the mince. So I'm just going to leave that there. We're just going to do up the sauce now. It's got tomatoes. So I've used I think 8 fresh tomatoes in here. And I'm just going to use the little wizard to whiz them up again. In we go to the mix. And you can just see how easy this is. It's not a difficult recipe to make, and it's worth spending the time getting all the ingredients and doing it, because it does last for ages. If you make a big batch, you've got it a little bit more, you've got it fixed for a week. And everyone loves it. It's such a nice recipe. Anything else I'm whizzing up? No. So then I've got some tomato paste here. I've just got a tin of tomato paste, but you can get tomato paste in any form. And I'm just going to put the whole tin in, because I am making a big batch. In we go. And then I've also got some tin tomatoes, so it gets a bit runnier. There we go. And now all we've got to do is pop on the heat and cook. And then I think I'll pop in my beans now as well. So I've got some kidney beans, and I've got my lentils already in there. And they're just great because it's extra protein, it makes it go further, and it's just full of goodness. And again, your family won't really notice it that much when they're actually eating it. Okay, so we've added all the meat. Now we're just stirring it all up, letting this simmer. I think we'll probably let it simmer for around 20 minutes now, just so the meat absorbs all of the flavour. And I'm just going to add in a little bit of salt. Just tasted it and I needed a little bit of salt and a little bit of cracked black pepper. And then just keep testing it as all the flavours come together, just to your liking, and just add as you go on. And then literally in the last few minutes, we're going to add in the basil and the spring onion. We don't add that in before, because otherwise it will get cooked through and it will lose all that flavour, which is a shame because it tastes so good. So here we go. And oh, and our noodles are cooking now, so they're just about done. So we're getting there, nice and easy. So we're just going to add in the basil and the spring onions like this, and then whiz it up. There we go, nice and easy. Now the sauce has been simmering away for about 20 minutes now, so it's just all about done. So we're just going to add this in. Lovely green colours right at the end, so it doesn't lose all its goodness. Great. Stir it all in, and then we're done. All we need to do is drain our noodles and plate up. Okay, so we've finished. So we've got a whole big pot full of yummy, yummy bolognese here, which is going to last all week for me, and probably some of next week as well. We'll freeze it. I've got our soba noodles done, we've got a beautiful salad, and all we're going to do is scoop it up nice and gentle. And then we're going to top on, we've saved some of our basil that we did before. And for those who just can't live without their Parmesan cheese, which my husband can't, here we go. And there we go. A really easy, healthy and family friendly spag bol. Enjoy!